Welcome back everyone, Zaf here, and today's recent update note, that is the developer note that just came out, is honestly quite insane. The developers have not stopped cooking. They keep dishing out updates that we all want to see, and improvements to the game that are absolutely needed. Let me show you what this is all about. So starting out, they've basically reviewed various community opinions regarding the performance of events and hunters. So they are apologetic and they want to implement various changes, and let me show you here. So we have some issues regarding hunter performance. This isn't the major change we're looking at. We have better notes coming up, such as the workshop of Brilliant Light that is being implemented on top of some artifact changes and hunter changes. So let me just show you. So obviously during battle, as things do unfold rapidly, the game is experiencing outcomes that are different from what we expect. So they have noted here that some of these interactions between hunters, enemies, and your inputs might result in different outcomes. So something like Min's ultimate skill, Heavenly Blessing, where an issue does present itself while in a disguised status, the increased crit damage effect applied to the team is not being applied to Jiwoo. Of course, Jiwoo has a lot of issues surprisingly, so I can't wait for this to be fixed. It should make her even stronger. So they noted here the calculation isn't working, that's fine, hopefully they do fix it. Jiwoo is basically my favorite hunter, but we have something that's actually important here, and I do want to stress this. So the devs did note here that they have received some criticism regarding slow responses from the development team. That's fine, things do take some time to implement, but I want to show you what they have been cooking up. If we go here to the scheduled improvements, among the numerous feedbacks from our hunters, we have plans to address areas that require improvement as follows. So this is aimed towards the June 19th update. To make it easier for hunters to utilize gate rescan, we plan to change the rescan cost from essence stones to a small amount of gold. Personally for me, I do approve of this change, though for anyone who is free to play, this might not be a positive change. Essence stones are surprisingly easier to get than gold in this game so far, and it only costs about 30 essence stones. So if you do 10 rescans using the manual method, not the automatic 5-minute rescan method that's for free, so 30 essence stones for that. But in this case, they are changing it to gold. Maybe they can give us the option of a gold rescan or a essence stone rescan, though this just depends on how much it'll actually cost. So if it's around 1,000, 2,000 gold, I guess that's fine, that's not too much. But if we start bumping up those numbers to 5,000, 10,000, then that's way too much for a 30 essence stone conversion, so not ideal. And they also noticed that many hunters don't use all of their gate keys. That would be me. I oftentimes have 1, 2, or 3 gate keys left. I can't do these gates. They just take way too long, and the difficulty, if you try to do gates at your current level, most of the time you'll actually run into problems. So with me, my gates are level 33, and trying to beat those red S-rank gates, that's not happening. The power difference is way too high and the enemies are way too strong. It's not feasible. I have to drop my levels, as many of you probably do already, to actually do the gates. They have stated we believe that part of this is caused by not being able to find the gate of the desired rank. I'm not so sure if that's true. It's just the difficulty portion and the time it takes. Imagine if we didn't have sweeps. Each gate takes around 3 minutes on average, most likely, especially the higher difficulty ones. So 3 minutes, 15 keys, you're looking at almost an hour to do these gates. Way too long. That doesn't even include the rescan time. So hopefully there are some changes coming up to address this. So it says here, obviously, to address this, we would like to change the gate rescan cost to a small amount of gold, making it easier, yada yada. But also, we are preparing to increase the amount of free special sweep provided in the daily growth support as the next update goal. Oh, this is music to my ears. Right now we get 5 free sweeps, so I'm hoping this gets boosted up to maybe 8 sweeps. Ooh, that would be the perfect amount. We can now sweep using these free special sweeps, the Jinwoo sweeps, and also the Hunter sweeps, making everything sweepable. The gate content does not provide us anything of substance in my opinion. It is not fun to do. There's no real challenge. The enemies are just buffed up way too much. It's the same bosses on repeat. It is not a rewarding experience at all, so I'm looking forward to this change. And also something interesting here, multiplay will be supported in Battlefield Chaos. I'm a little bit confused as to what this means. Multiplay could just mean your hunters coming in with you, but that already is the case for the Battlefield Chaos. If you're not aware, this is the gem dungeon we have, so content will continue to be added to the Battlefield Chaos, and we aim to improve the quick multiplay process or sweep existing content accordingly. Still confused what they mean by multiplay. This is super ambiguous. I'm pretty sure this does not mean multiplayer, but if they do add sweeps to the Battlefield Chaos, this would be a welcome addition. Adding sweeps to any of these redundant dungeons, such as the Encore missions or instance dungeons, is a welcome change. And the devs are also preparing improvements to allow more diverse skills to be utilized by adjusting the balance of Sung Jinwoo's skills, which is good. His skills are not balanced at all. Some skills are just so much better than the rest. So hopefully they do make some adjustments, buffing your lesser used skills. They can do this by obviously adjusting runes, providing different buffs to work for hunters, a lot of things they can do. So they are looking to balance them, allowing hunters to utilize a more diverse combination of skills and runes. But this is the main change here that all of us will love. We plan to change the gold cost for unequipping artifacts so that no cost will be incurred up to tier 15. We consider tier 15 the benchmark for testing various sets to see if ideal stats are granted. Therefore, we aim to make it more convenient for hunters to frequently test artifacts up to this stage. Oh, this is what I want to see. So I'm assuming once you get an artifact to tier 15 and you see what the third substat bonus is, you'll know do you want to keep the artifact or not, because honestly I agree, tier 15 should be when you know if you want to keep the artifact, because the tier 20 cost is much higher than getting an artifact to 10 to 15 for example. So I love this change. It is a welcome addition. I honestly don't care too much that artifacts are no gold cost. I think 15 is good enough for now. Right now, getting tier 20 artifacts is not easy. It costs way too much in terms of the artifact enhancement chips. So this is good. 15 is a solid start. We went from 5 to 10. Now we're at 15. Eventually we'll reach that 20 mark, having artifacts not cost gold to swap out. I'm glad the devs made this change, since tier 10 was just not enough. You really want to see what the third enhancement is until you make the decision if your hunter is going to keep these artifacts or if you're going to swap it out. And this lets us test artifacts finally, seeing which artifacts work best. So again, a very welcome change. And in conclusion, their goal is to provide services that deliver an enjoyable experience for our hunters, good. And this just goes into more details about that. Fixing bugs and listening to the voices of their hunters, very good. And we're also getting some rewards here. The developer note reward will be sent to all hunters. This occurs, I believe, right now. I'll have to check my box. But 1,000 essence stones and 5 rune chests, perfect. And now that's it for the developer note. I do want to hop in, and I want to cover the workshop of Brilliant Light. So it is coming. They do have a video here which we will review in just a moment here. But looking at this, the new dungeon is coming up, and they did talk about the dungeon in the previous developer note. It was this one here. So they're preparing new content called the Workshop of Brilliant Light to offer hunters another engaging gameplay experience. Workshop of Brilliant Light is a challenge type content where various bosses appear. You will encounter powerful bosses, and you will be able to weaken them through various methods and use these methods to gain advantages in battle. So this will be a very challenge mode, I'm assuming, most likely requiring a heavy skill set. As we see, tough boss battles are on our way. These include lots of bosses we're used to seeing from the story, bosses we have not seen in our latest content, and it's multi-boss battles, of course. Though this is the regular boss battle, I'm sure this doesn't look to be different, so I'm wondering what else they're planning on adding to this. Let me see, let me skip by, okay. Another boss we did see, but we haven't seen in too much content, so hopefully they added in, adding new moves to them. I do want to see that all play out. And one boss that is coming out, I won't spoil it, but a very interesting addition is coming. Let me just skip forward here. Now, a lot of you might assume that this is Igris in a different mode. I'm not going to say who it is, I just recently learned. all I can say is we have a lot coming in our way. This is looking like an awesome boss battle. This looks more challenging than Ingress, and they just whiffed a plum move there. That's pretty funny. But this looks very, very interesting. Oh boy. We just got used to battling Ingress, and now we have to battle this new boss that looks more menacing in my opinion. Again, if you know, drop it in the comments. If you don't worry, you'll see soon enough. So a lot of updates are headed our way, a lot of positive updates, and every single day we're getting these key dungeon rewards for instance dungeons and encore missions. Very nice. So the rewards keep getting pumped out. You know, I'm scratching my head and wondering right now, are all Netmarble games like this? I'm having a very positive experience with this quote-unquote gacha game. Usually gachas are way more greedy. Is this the calm before the storm? Are the devs going to pull a 180 on us and make the game a miserable experience? I don't think so. There's a lot of positive changes coming, though there are still a lot of things to be improved. I'm not going to go into it on this video. I just want to commend the devs because they are making a ton of changes that I am a huge fan of. And we have some bans again, a ton of bans, around 7,000 players got banned, so don't hack, though there is an exploit you could technically use. Check out that video, it's very interesting. It's not really a damage bug, you're just taking advantage of the game to the full potential, so make sure to check it out. It should be on the recommended video, but this is all I had for you today. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, drop a like, be sure to subscribe. I have tons of Solo Leveling Rise content coming out, and drop a comment as well, letting me know what you think about this recent update coming out. This is Zaf signing out.